First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
First College World Series championship. And a dogpile.
Baseball team. The 11th trip to Omaha ends like no other with the Gators on top of the college baseball world.
But we begin tonight with a special outreach program for law enforcement that came to Gainesville for the first time. That's our top story tonight. Good evening. I'm Ryan Roberts.
And I'm Grace King. It's meant to be fun and engaging, but the lessons are vital ones about the law, respect, and trust. WUFT's Mari Salazar joins us now with more about the program and how it went.
That's right. They call it the BLAST program, which is short for Building Long-Lasting Relationships. This was the 8th event in Florida for a fairly new program sponsored by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Today, young people went to Eastside to have a blast and to learn.
At Eastside High School today, teenagers were able to experience a different side of law enforcement. The BLAST program offers a chance for students to build relationships and trust with officers.
Well, we asked them their perceptions about law enforcement at the beginning of the event and then again at the end. But you can kind of tell that their answers have changed.
There were 5 sessions: firearms, federal crimes, traffic stops, domestic response, plus fish and wildlife. The firearms simulator allowed students to virtually experience a life-threatening situation.
I didn't really know when to shoot and if the person did have the gun, so it's a very stressful situation.
This demo is shown to use the point of view of a police officer, and what the students do is that they use this replica of a gun and point it at the screen, and in this video you try to decide whether or not to use force to control the situation. The difficult part of this situation is that students are supposed to decide what to do in a fraction of a second.
After going through the program, they began to understand another perspective.
It's very hard for them that they have the wrong insight and that people judge them very wrongly, and I actually feel very bad because I was one of those people that judged them very wrongly.
About 80 young people enjoyed the experience today. This is the first time that the BLAST program has come to Gainesville.
A number of agencies teamed up for today's event, including the Alachua County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Sadie Darnell says it's yet another way local law enforcement is trying to build relationships with young people. The hope is that building perspectives will lead to safer interactions in other settings.
Madi, thank you. The state is out with new grades for school and school districts. Now, last year was the first under the new system, and many districts dropped a notch. Out of the 67 counties, just 3 received A's. But this year, that number rose to 11 districts. In North Central Florida, there are 2 A districts. St. John's has maintained it all along, and Gilchrist bounced back after dropping a notch last year. Now, Alachua County schools had climbed to a baseline A before the change, but are again a B. Marion County, which also slipped a notch in the new system, is again a C. You can also look up individual school grades like these for Alachua and Marion high schools. In Gainesville, Buchholz scored an A, and the other 2 in town scored Bs, as did Santa Fe High School in the city of Alachua. In Ocala, Vanguard, West Point, and Forest scored Bs, and the outlying high schools were all Cs. Now, Shell Elementary in Hawthorne is among the small town success stories. After the whirlwind of adding in Waldo students and other changes, Shell jumped from a D to a B, and Alachua County's only F last year, Lake Forest Elementary, also climbed 2 grade levels to a C. Now, in about an hour, Gator baseball fans will be coming to McKeithen Stadium to celebrate the new national champions.
Well, that's right. And now UF forecaster Brian Boggiano joins us from the Weather Center to tell us what we can expect this evening. Brian?
Well, I might say if you are going outside and if you are going to celebrate the Gator victory, you might need to bring that umbrella with you. Right now here in Gainesville, we are dry, but I am tracking radar, and showers and storms are starting to develop. I'm going to show you the first batches near the Nature Coast. We do have some lightning with this coming onshore near Dixie County right now, also in portions of Levy County. These will continue to move off to the west. The cells I'm watching right now are closest to Lake City and Live Oak. If these do strengthen and they move to the southwest, we could be in for some heavy rain the next hour or 2 here in Gainesville with some lightning associated with that. Right now we are dry in Gainesville. However, I can't rule out a spotty shower or storm developing later on this afternoon and the evening. Across north central Florida, you can see we do have those showers and storms developing as a result of the sea breeze. And coming up my full forecast next, I will tell you exactly what we can expect for this evening and whether those rain chances will last through the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Brian. Well, the Gators now have another national title to add to their list of achievements.
And it's the first national championship win for the Gator baseball team. WUFT baseball beat reporter Fernando Hucadea is at McKeithen Stadium with more on the win. Fernando.
Thank you, Ryan. Grace, it has been a roller coaster of a season. This Gator team embraced the fact that they weren't the favorite entering Omaha this season. They used it as fuel, and it ended up working out at the end. This team arrived in Gainesville just a few hours ago, Plenty of fans showed up because they wanted to get their first crack at looking at the trophy in Gainesville. It took them 11 tries to get the trophy. That is the most appearances by any school to get their first title in baseball. I pulled a fan from the stands. His name is Buddy Irby, and Buddy, just tell the folks out there how long I've been waiting for to see this championship.
Oh, I came to ball games out here with my dad back in the 60s when Coach Fuller was the coach, and watched them all the way through waiting on this day. It's been a great ride and really exciting.
And so who do you usually come to the games with?
But of course, my wife Linda is the biggest baseball fan in our family, but we have a group of friends that sit right behind the Gator dugout and have a great time at the games and cheering on the Gators.
So you've seen a lot of talented teams come through here. Why do you think this team was able to get it done?
Wow, I mean, we all know that great defense, great pitching, offenses that take advantage of the opportunities, win games. But they've had great coaching too, and I'm real impressed with all of that. And this has just been a scrappy team. It's been fun to watch. They win them by one run many times, but they did what they had to do. Really proud of them.
Well, just know there's no such thing as too much fun, all right? Thank you so much, buddy, for joining me. And he was right. There was a lot of bumps and bruises through this team for this year. They lost the opening week and got swept by Auburn 0-3 to start SEC play. The midweek performances were not good at all. And they just were not, there was no happy medium for this team. They either were really good or really bad. But they clicked at the right time. Michael Byrne came out as solidified himself as the closer for this team. Timely hitting finally matched up with dominant starting pitching, and not to mention they finally were healthy at the end of the year, and that helped them out win this game. Personally, as a student, I am ecstatic that they were able to win this title, especially after all the adversity they had gone through. For the final time from the MAC, I'm Fernando Hugadea. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Fernie. Coming up, an update on a cyber attack that affected more than 80 companies around the world and the Ukrainian government.
Those stories and more coming up after the break.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome back. A new health care bill before Friday may sound crazy, but if there's a new compromise that would let the bill be scored before senators return to vote on it.
Republicans insist they'll get this done, but the question is when and whether any changes will include ideas from Democrats. NBC's Blaine Alexander has more.
Americans now taking their health care frustrations straight to their senators on Capitol Hill and back home. Today, Republicans going back to the drawing board.
We know that we cannot afford to delay on this issue.
Not enough GOP support for version 1, so senators now scrambling to write a more appealing bill by Friday.
Will it look entirely different from what's already on the table?
To the casual observer, the final bill isn't going to look a lot different than what we're looking at now. There'll be some tweaks, and they might be looking at things like slowing the rollout of the Medicaid changes.
GOP leaders trying to win over both moderates and conservatives and can only afford to lose 2 votes. President Trump today celebrating the world champion Chicago Cubs, predicting a health care home run.
We could have a big surprise with a great health care package.
Republicans feeling pressure to reach outside of their own party.
I think we should work with Democrats.
That's what we should have done from the beginning.
Possible bipartisanship inside, while outside, a glimpse of what may be awaiting senators when they head home for their holiday break. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
A new Quinnipiac poll finds 17% of Americans would totally repeal Obamacare, and another 53% agree that parts of the system must be changed.
But there's mistrust that Republicans have found the right formula to fix things, with the majority saying the plan to repeal and replace will probably not stop the rising costs of health insurance.
Now on Wednesdays, we budget a little extra time for some consumer and tech news.
Consumer reporter Jana Cisneros joins us now.
Guys, the scammers of the world don't just want to mess with your emails, they want your cash. The latest ransomware is spreading from Europe to the U.S. targets. The list reportedly includes the drug maker Merrick, some hospitals, and a global law firm, and others. The cyber attack quickly spread to more than 60 countries after crippling Ukraine yesterday. NBC's Lucy Kafanoff reports from London.
Well, this is a ransomware attack, which means it encrypts and locks entire hard drives, asking users to then shell out about $300 in Bitcoin to unlock their machines. There was a similar attack last month that made a lot of noise, but it was stopped in part because security researchers were able to find a so-called kill switch that kept it from spreading. Petya, which is what this ransomware is being called, doesn't appear to have that. The virus is crippling computers running Microsoft Windows. It appears to stem in part from an obscure Ukrainian tax software, but then rapidly spread across Ukraine, Russia, Europe, and even the United States. Among the targets, the world's largest container shipping company, Maersk, and even the Chernobyl nuclear plant. It was forced to switch to manual radiation monitoring in order to protect against this attack. Now, it's unclear who was responsible. Some experts have speculated that it could be perhaps a Russian nation-state attack designed to cause chaos in Ukraine, which then got out of control, but that's just speculation. One expert that NBC spoke to this morning says it's too early to tell whether or not the attack is winding down. It's affecting big companies more than individual users, but all the more reason to back up your files, to keep your software up to date, and obviously not to click on suspicious links. Lucy Kalfanov, NBC News, London.
And Facebook hits another amazing milestone, 2 billion monthly users. It took less than 5 years since Facebook hit 1 billion users in October 2012. And get this, that's without China, because Facebook is still banned there to favor their homegrown WeChat. And with 4th of July right around the corner, Americans are expected to spend more on food for cookouts and picnics as they celebrate this holiday. The National Retail Federation predicts Americans will spend more than $7 billion. The group's annual survey found 66% of us plan to take part in a cookout. That's just $7 billion for food, and consumers will likely buy $800 million in small fireworks. The big shows nationwide add up to roughly $300 million, and U.S. flags account for more than $4 million in sales a year. The survey found 44% of Americans plan to attend a fireworks show or community celebration, and 14% will watch a parade. And by the way, WUFT is again sponsoring fanfares and fireworks the night of July 3rd at UF's Flavette Field. There will be shows in Ocala and Alachua on the 4th, and a big one in downtown Jacksonville.
Jenna, thank you. Now, speaking of the 4th, earlier Brian said rain chances will be going up after today.
Brian, will any of these storms impact our 4th of July plans?
Well, potentially, but right now I'm going to focus on what's going on right now outside of north central Florida. We do have some showers and storms popping up on radar, and I will track those for you. Right now, most of them are congregating around the Nature Coast and also near Lake City. Some of these are starting to strengthen. I am going to zoom in first on the cells near the Nature Coast. We do have a cell right here extending from just north of Cedar Key in Dixie County all the way to southern Levy County. This is moving to the northeast at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's going to be impacting Cross City at about 5:57. Chiefland at 6:04. We could see some heavy rain and frequent lightning with these. These storms are strengthening. I am going to zoom in again on that to show you. This is where it is, just south of Cross City, and it is moving to the north and to the west slightly. Here in Gainesville, we are dry at the moment. However, showers and storms will be moving in the next hour or so. The ones I'm watching are the ones just to the north here, also to the west, but we are starting to see some activity starting to form just to the south of Alachua County, and this could potentially move in. I do have my future track updated here by 8 o'clock. Still some showers and storms could be lingering around from Gainesville all the way to Cross City. I am going to take you out into tomorrow morning with this future track as well. By 12 a.m., we do clear out here in Gainesville, and we do clear out, and we will be mostly cloudy for Thursday morning, and I will show you that on my hour-by-hour forecast that I have updated here. 6 p.m. rain chances are still 40%. We go down, though, after 10 p.m. By midnight, we are clear here. However, tomorrow, I cannot say the same. Showers and storms will develop again as the sea breeze from the west and to the west and to the east collides over Gainesville. By 2 p.m., we will see some showers and storms developing also along the Nature Coast from Perry to Cross City. By 6 o'clock, we have explosive development from Lake City all the way down the I-75 corridor. These will move to the northeast, and by 8 p.m., I believe, here in Gainesville, we will be clearing out, and by midnight, most of north central Florida will be dry. This pattern will continue as sea breeze storms will be likely Thursday through Tuesday. As a result, we will see a flow from the southwest start. The Atlantic sea breeze will dominate through tomorrow, but then again, we will see a southwest flow as a result of low pressure to our west, high pressure to our east. The good news, though, in the tropics, no new development expected over the next 5 days. Here's the current setup we have. We have a low pressure system to the west, high pressure to the east. This is going to help funnel in some moisture from the southwest. We currently do have that easterly flow. That's going to change by the time we get to about Friday evening, and we will see more moisture building from the west. However, through the weekend, we will see the typical summer showers and storms from the sea breezes, the main threats being some heavy rain, frequent lightning, and gusty winds. If you're heading out tonight again, you might need that umbrella if you're going to celebrate the Gators' win. Rain chances will remain elevated through Tuesday, so with those fireworks and your grill, you will need an umbrella for your 4th of July weekend because we could deal with some showers and storms. Back to you.
Brian, thank you. Well, last night, Florida baseball took home their first ever national title.
We continue our coverage with more on the baseball team's big win with WUFT Sports anchor Ingrid Ochoa, who is live at McKeithen Stadium. Ingrid?
Last night, the Gator baseball team defeated LSU to win the national title in Omaha. The baseball team arrived earlier today in Gainesville. Sports is next. Baseball team finished on top for the first time ever. The Florida Gators are the 2017 national champions. Welcome to Back to Sports. I'm Ingrid Ochoa, live at the McKeithen Stadium, where the team is expected to come home to celebrate with fans. Florida is now the only SEC in school history to win a championship in baseball, men's basketball, and football. It took 103 seasons and 11 College World Series appearances for Florida to win the title.
Freshman Tyler Dyson made his second career start on Tuesday night. It was the bottom of the first inning when Florida brought in its first run of the night off a single to left field from J.J. Schwartz to bring in Deacon Lippett. During the second inning, Lippett singled up the middle that allowed Nick Horvath to score from second base to make it 2-0. Dyson pitched a career-high 6 innings and limited LSU to no runs on 2 hits. He was relieved by Michael Byrne in the top of the 7th inning. Florida added 4 more runs in the bottom of the 8th inning from Jonathan India, Austin Langworthy, pinch runner Andrew Baker, and Horvath. Jackson Kowar finished the game for Florida when Bo Jordan grounded out to second base to end the game. Steve also catched up with Alex Faedo, who was named Most Outstanding Player last night.
Whirlwind of emotions. I don't really know. I'm just happy. We finally figured out a way to win the last game of the year, and it's an amazing feeling, and I'm just so happy for the guys before us and our team, and for the coaching staff. They all worked so hard.
We sent reporters to cover the College World Series. UFT Sports reporter Savannah Collins lets us know what this win means to players right now.
With the Florida Gators win last night, there was obviously a lot of emotion for the players on the field. But they weren't the only ones. For the former players that I talked to, they said they felt like they were here.
The system. This could do it on the ground to second. And the Gators get their first College World Series championship.
History is made. For the team that was by no means the favorite going into the tournament, the Gators were all business, sweeping their SEC rival LSU in the final series for the title. Florida didn't take care of business like this all season, but senior Ryan Larson says that's where the grittiness came from in the end.
I think early on there was a different feeling. We had to go through some hard times, and we learned from those and came back from them and learned how to battle, and I think in the end that's what did it for us.
103 years of Gator baseball. That's how long it took for Florida to be this team. The last one standing, victorious with the championship. For former players who helped lay the foundation, that moment meant everything to them.
Knowing what they're going through and the nerves they're feeling that they finally got a chance to win it, it's just awesome, and I feel like I was there with them. I mean, last night Gator Nation won a national championship. All the past and present players that are there, they all felt it.
I started texting all my former teammates, and it's almost like we were all watching the game together behind home plate. It was a beautiful thing.
The Gators had only made it to the College World Series 5 times before Kevin O'Sullivan arrived as head coach. This is the 6th team he's taken to Omaha, and it is finally the charm.
since he's been here, he's turned us into a huge powerhouse in baseball, and I think it's just a great experience for him and a great achievement that he's finally got. And I know there are going to be many more to come.
I did text my former coach, Jay Bergman, and I said, Coach, I just want to thank you for making me a Florida Gator.
Savannah Collins, WUFT Sports.
Thanks, Savannah. For this one family, traveling to Omaha meant everything for them. Austin Lansworthy family has never missed a game coming from Williston, so we caught up with them at the College World Series.
Austin has the ability to shine in the biggest moments, so it's great to just be his brother and support him and watch him do the great things he does.
It's pretty awesome. Not many people get to travel like this, and it just makes me feel more comfortable at the plate, knowing that I have people up there that care about me and they're going to be say they love me even no matter how well I do.
Is this guy your hero or what?
Yes.
Is there anybody that you look up to more than this guy?
Nope.
Once again, we're about an hour away from the celebration here at the McKeithen Stadium as the Gator baseball team comes home from Omaha with the national title. There's still time to join the fun. Back to you.
Ingrid, thank you. Now, before we go, let's get one last check on tonight's weather.
Showers and storms are starting to develop across north central Florida. I'm first going to zoom in Gainesville. Right now we are dry, but we are starting to see some showers developing to the south of us. We could see some storms developing over the next hour. The Nature Coast, this is where we're seeing some of the stronger storms right now. I'm going to show you some of these have clouded ground lightning with them, especially in Dixie County and Levy County. These are producing some lightning and some heavy rain with them. They will track to the northwest in Chiefland and Cross City. I anticipate in the next 30 to 45 minutes we'll see some heavy rain and frequent lightning. Also the same is for Lake City and Live Oak, some lightning associated with this storm. These storms are getting stronger, and again for areas along the I-75 corridor, near the I-70 corridor, and places west. This is where I anticipate the strongest of the storms will be tonight. So you definitely do want to have that umbrella, especially if you're going out in Gainesville to celebrate the baseball victory. You do want to have that umbrella because rain chances are high. And I will show you my future track exactly when and where I anticipate the showers. By 8 o'clock, Gainesville here to High Springs to Cross City. We still have some activity at this time, mainly along the Nature Coast, though, and points west of I-75. I anticipate by midnight, though, we will clear out. But Ocala, Lake City, I still can't rule out a shower or a storm developing in the overnight hours. We do clear out, though, for Thursday morning here in north central Florida. I'm going to show you the hour-by-hour forecast here in Gainesville. 40% chance of rain at 6 o'clock, and the rain chances go down as the evening progresses, and we wake up tomorrow to a low of about 73 degrees. Back to you.
Brian, thank you. Our Spanish headlines are coming up, followed by World Newscast from England and Germany.
And don't forget, your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.